What's good, everybody? I'm Blitz5, and as the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 beta comes to an end here, it's actually about to close in 20 minutes. I figured I would make a video about all the specialists in the game. I've played through them all so far during the beta, and this is a major part of the game, major part of Black Ops, major part of this game. I mean, people are making fun of the game, calling it Call of Duty Overwatch, and I get why they're saying that because these specialists are just such a big part of it. But I feel like in this game, they've actually done a pretty good job of changing the base game, like tweaking it to fit in these specialists, that it actually adds in a pretty nice flavor to the game. And prior to this, I really wasn't excited for the specialists. I don't enjoy the specialists. I felt like before they were pretty cheap and they were just kind of like free kill streaks, which they still kind of are. But let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys, explain to you all the different characters that I played, kind of explain to you how it fits into the game. So here we'll just click into specialists. You'll see there's 10 different specialists, and normally there's like new ones that come into the game via DLC, and then normally I think as you play you can actually unlock like different things for the specialists. Unfortunately, Black Ops 3 with the specialists, I didn't play a lot of that game because I just didn't really feel the specialists, so I never really fully played all that stuff out. And something that I have to say here is that when you play specialists, in case you don't know, if you're not familiar with Call of Duty, and I kind of forgot this, basically every once in a while you earn a right bumper, which is usually the grenade. You'll earn that for your special. It's kind of like his tactical equipment, or a special issue they call it. And then eventually, after you get enough kills or points or whatever, you earn your special weapon, which is also like kind of like your ultimate, and that's left bumper and right bumper. But what I don't like in this game is that if you take a throwable or tactical, like a throwing combat axe or frag grenade or concussion grenade, you actually lose your special issue thing. And to me, I feel like some of these special issues are so good that there's no point in even using a regular grenade in the game. And I don't really know how I feel about that so far. I think that's a really weird tweak to the Call of Duty system. But let's get into it. So we'll start off with Ajax. And like I said, I played through all these guys. This guy, his special issue is the 9-bang concussion, which is just so sick. If you hold it, I think if you just throw it immediately, it bangs, it like flashes 3 times. If you hold it for like the 3 bars to go through, it flashes 9 times. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's what I was picking up there with the mechanic. And this is so awesome on hardpoint. You throw it into a point and it's just flashing everybody that's in there. It's great. And then the ballistic shield is so sick. You can basically move around with a riot shield and a pistol, and it's a lot harder for people to kill you. So when you're playing an objective game, this is awesome, and it doesn't really sacrifice you as like a support character. You can still get kills while playing this. And then second, we have battery, which to me is like the most frustrating thing. This is easily my favorite one, but I don't use it because it's just so, I don't know if I want to say OP, but it's just so obvious to use this because you get a sick cluster grenade. You throw a grenade and then it blows off into mini grenades, and then you get a grenade launcher as your special weapon. There's some support specialists in here that you need to have if you want to win a support game, but this thing when you're playing solo, there's a lot of incentive to just use this one, which kind of bums me out. So this one's obviously OP. I don't really need to spend a lot of time on it. Then we have Crash, which this is one where you're like really giving away your abilities here, like versus battery. You're really giving your ability to kill by supporting your team, and you basically drop down like assault packs. And then the TAC 5 is like you can kind of heal and give benefits to all your teammates. I actually use that the least, so I probably shouldn't be speaking about it too much. But this is basically a full-on support specialist where you're just helping out your teammates. Then we have FIREBREAK, which at first I was so confused by this because his special issue is a kind of like a reactor core, and you just kind of like lean on the ground and you start like going Super Saiyan and you just blow up. So I'm like, this is stupid. But after playing the game more, if you stand kind of by a doorway and say a hard point and you're going off with radiation, like you're going Super Saiyan, people can't enter the doorway or they're going to die. So you really block off an area of the door, and it does a lot of damage. So this thing used strategically is great. And I think that this is the overall theme for this game, that if you just run into this game playing with like not thinking about it, just picking a random character, not like reading things, you're not going to have a good time playing this game. You need to figure out what you're doing, play strategically, because it's very fast paced and it's very complicated. So I think for you to enjoy this game, you really need to understand what you're doing. I think that's pretty important. And then his main weapon is the flamethrower, which I'll try to put some footage on here. This thing was sick. First time I got killed immediately, which is one of the downsides of having these specialists, that if you just die, you lose it. I kind of wish you got it back until you actually like used it, but hey, I don't think there's a great way to really put that into the game. But the flamethrower, obviously sick. And then the 5th guy, this is my favorite one in the game. It's just so unique. It's so cool. Obviously the battery is like the easiest to use. This thing is awesome. So we'll start with his weapon first. So when you get a special weapon, his ultimate is a K9 unit. I think a dog or two come out, and they're actually pretty hard to kill, so they're pretty good at getting kills. It's basically like getting free dogs in a way, which is kind of crazy, but it's definitely interesting. And then this mesh mine, his default special issue is so sweet. You basically shoot a mine on a wall, and then you shoot another point on the wall, like say across the hallway, and it makes a line from one point to the other. And if someone runs through it, it basically is like a trip mine, but you can place it on a ceiling, on the wall, and you have to place two of them, and it makes the line across. And then if someone runs through it, they blow up. And this thing is so cool. I just thought it was so creative. You can do really creative things with it. I got some awesome kills in the game. I don't know if I recorded them all, but I really enjoyed this. You can set up really fun traps, and this kind of stuff to me just makes the game really fun. To me, it's not like super OP. It's creative. This guy is sick, the Nomad dude. Then we have the Prophet, which this is really cool. So his special issue thing is a seeker mine. So you basically put this thing on the ground, it seeks out enemies, and then it stuns them. So this is great because it kind of leads you towards the enemy, and then if it sees them first, it shocks them, and you basically get a free kill. So this is really great for like beginner players, people who don't know where the enemies are, and also need some help like shooting people. Kind of slows down the game a little bit. And then once you get your final weapon, you get a shock sniper rifle, which isn't extremely strong, but it's like stuns people and makes them fall to the ground, which is kind of twofold because it stops them from being able to shoot you. But if they're behind a ledge or something, or a box, then they fall behind the box and you can't shoot them. But this is just a great like in-between class, and I think the special issue here is really great if you're a beginner player. Even for an advanced player, this is really nice. And then we have Recon, which is, what is this? We're on the 7th specialist so far. This is kind of like a support one, but it's so good that it's worth using yourself because it's basically just giving you a lot of vision. You have a sensor dart, which you can shoot out in the map, and it basically gives you like a circle radius, a radar in that circle radius. So basically, an example of this is if you're taking a hard point, you can shoot it on the ceiling. It gives you vision all around the hard point, whether people are coming into the hard point or not. But then if the enemy can see it, they can shoot it. So you have to put it in a strategic spot where the enemy can't just peek in and shoot it really fast. So it's basically like a mini radar. And then your special weapon is a vision pulse, which kind of gives you like see-through vision, like it scans every once in a while, and then it locates everybody on the map for your teammates, I should say. And then this is pretty cool because just like it's like night vision, but for finding other players. This thing works really well, and it's a great support thing for your character. I enjoyed using Recon in the game. Then we have Ruin, which this is like what's been seen a lot of the, I feel like, the commercials and ads for Call of Duty, because this guy's got the grapple gun and then he does the slam. And what's interesting about this compared to all of the other specials that I've used, the grapple gun comes up like so often. It seemed to be the most frequently available special issue. And if I didn't explain this early enough, you have to kind of wait to get these. So I'm just going to make up a number, like every minute you'll get a special issue, and then every 5 minutes or 10 minutes you get a weapon. I'm just making this up, but the special issues seem to come up like every 30 seconds or something like that. It was way faster, so you can constantly kind of be using this. And I get it because it doesn't really provide you a huge benefit. If anything, sometimes it makes you like a target, but it enables you to move across the map faster, and also like go up to like a second story really fast, and you can keep shooting, which is really cool. And then when you combo this with the grab slam, I think this is what they wanted the game to be like, kind of Overwatch style. You can kind of rocket yourself up with the grapple gun and then jump down and grab slam and kill people like at a hard point stuff. And a lot of these things seem really great for objective based games like hard point, where there's people in like one area because of the way all the things are set up. It's less for domination, it still works for domination, but it seems like control and hard point are really good with a lot of these specialist abilities. So this guy, obviously cool, but you got to be good at doing these combos and getting close to people, or else you're just gonna slam the ground and not do anything. Then we have SERAPH, which this was in the other Call of Duty. Basically, she's got like a one-shot pistol, which is really strong. I don't like this stuff because you can pull out the pistol and then get shot and you just lose your specialist ability. But if you're really accurate, if you're like a good sniper, then this is the class for you. I know a lot of people like using this. It's kind of like the golden gun of Call of Duty Black Ops. And then we have this special issue Tactical. I think this is just like a mini radar, but I kind of forget. It says control the flow using a tac deploy beacon, keeping your squad mates in the action. Oh, I think maybe people can spawn on the tac deploy. actually. So I got that wrong, actually. So I don't think I used it. I didn't use this class that much because I get frustrated when I get the pistol and I just die. But it looks like the tactical thing is so people can spawn in on you, which is like a new thing in Call of Duty because that's not usually in the Call of Duty games. Then we have Torque, which I feel like we saw this guy a lot with Ruin in a lot of the commercials because he's got the barricade and the razor wire. And at first, I get the point of this, that you block off things, but I'm like, I really just don't see the point of it because the razor wire, you could just shoot and kill it pretty quickly. But I have to say, because this game is so fast-paced, if you're playing hardpoint and you put a razor wire down a doorway, or if you are lucky enough to get the barricade, you know, the special weapon, the barricade is serious. It takes a lot of hits to destroy it. It can completely block off like a major entry point. And I was just playing a game with somebody who kept using the barricades like perfectly, and that single-handedly won us the game because we were losing, and he would barricade the enemy just from the major like entry point, and we would watch the two other entry points, like the smaller hallways, and we were able to hold the hard point and come back and win the game. So this thing is definitely one of the most effective support classes, but again, when you use this, you're kind of sacrificing kills and you're doing this for the team. So this is why I feel like this game is going to be such a great team game. And, you know, if you play with your friends and figure it out. But again, if everybody just goes battery and it's just getting kills and not trying to help each other out with this kind of stuff, then I don't think people are going to be enjoying this game as much or as winning as much. But we'll see how this plays out. So I feel like Call of Duty has been getting a bad rap. If you made it this far, you probably are a fan of Call of Duty. So I'm probably not really, there's really no point in explaining this. But I really feel like this game, why I even was hating on it for a little bit. If you give it a chance and you understand the game a little bit and you play it for a couple of hours, I think it's actually a lot of fun. So definitely looking forward to the release of this in like mid-late October. Unfortunately, as I'm probably finishing this video, it's coming to an end. So too bad I didn't get to play this a little bit longer, but since it doesn't really count for anything, I guess it's time to go anyway. So with that, I'll end the video. Let me know what you guys think. If you played Call of Duty Black Ops 4, let me know what you guys think of these specialists and stuff like that. Like I said, I think my favorite so far is Nomad, the creativity of Nomad, and I think Ajax is really, really cool as well. So as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.
Peace. Threat neutralized.
Hard point locked down. Enemy CUAV established above.